Would have loved to have you on the fucking stream, mate. Are you in the chat, mate?
One determined housing advocate slash TikTok star has made it his mission to help put a roof over people's heads. Over the weekend, his mission got the attention of Americans, many of whom now say he needs to be dead.
Just a public service announcement for
Is this the
rich
guy?
people who live in a rich suburb and land banking an empty house. Just remember to change the lock.
This is housing advocate Purplepingers, aka Jordan Vandenberg, and he's got a message for the owners.
Dude, this guy's fucking awesome.
Of some of Australia's roughly 136,000 empty homes.
Homes are for people to live in, not for rich people to make money off.
Late last week, Mr. Pingers let the internet know he was collecting the addresses of vacant properties through his website.
There's a link which will let you submit just a vacant house.
And over the weekend, he published a handful of said addresses, albeit for a few hours before deleting them, encouraging anyone who needed a house to go for it.
Fun fact, squatting in Australia is not necessarily illegal, which is the best type of legal, especially if the front door doesn't actually lock. It's a free house if you want it.
In Australia, everyone has the right of entry to a property, an implied right of entry. You can enter a vacant property through an unlocked door, but as soon as the owner of the property realises you're in there, they can ask you to leave, and you can't disobey that order. As soon as you're...
Why can't I know fucking actually sick Aussies like this guy, and I only know fucking Alexa and Alex? You support squatters? What the fuck? That's so funny because I talked to Graham Stephen about this as well. And yes, of course, I think housing is a human right. What the fuck do you mean? If a house is not being utilized, then and some family or someone is like, well, I don't have a fucking home. I don't have shelter. This is great. Yeah, of course I would. Why the fuck wouldn't I? Top of the hour. Oh, fuck you, mate. You fucking sick cunt. Fuck! Let's go! Let's go! Fucking got him, chat. Fucking got him, chat. Let's go! Or nor. It's top of the hour, mate. I let my guard down. I let my guard down. I got so fucking fired up by what this guy's doing. Let's go. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 Australian dues, all for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me, right? Or get gifted a sub. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
Tampering with locks or breaking windows or something like that, that may count as burglary or trespass, and they may get the sheriff or the police involved.
Primos.
For his work, Pingers received a mixed response of praise and death threats. But when news of his exploits hit the States, this is how they took it.
Yeah, I wouldn't try that crap in Texas.
Arrest this criminal!
You will get a lot of people killed. We have the right to remove squatters.
Labelled a commie, reported to Elon Musk, and with his DMs popping off, Pingers decided to start a list of vacant properties in the United States too. And here's how that went down.
No! God, please, no!
Anyway, it's all kicking off. So, any regrets?
If you need a house, I'll, I don't know, keep letting you know where some are for you to live in.
Well, joining us now is Purplepingers himself. It's Jordan. G'day, Jordan.
I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. Like, it doesn't... I feel like that makes sense, right? Am I crazy? Like, what he's saying makes sense to the normies, maybe? No, I guess normies fucking, like, hate crime. They're like, oh, is something considered a crime? I hate that, right? That's, like, how it works. They're like, oh, I perceive this as being a crime, even though it's, like, technically legal, but it just feels bad because it makes landlords upset.
Look, I know we're in a pretty serious housing crisis, but do you really think that encouraging people to squat on private property is the way to fix it?
Yeah, look, let me answer your question by asking you another question. Do you think it's right that we have thousands of vacant, abandoned homes while we have people living on the street?
No, I don't. I don't.
Oh,
but
sorry.
I don't. Oh my God, Australians, be for fucking real for like 3 seconds, dude. I'm sorry. If you don't want me to make fun of your accent, like, don't sound like that. That's insane. No, I don't. Is a crazy way to respond to anybody. Just like that one girl that was like, stop drinking Coke Zero. And I was like, is Pepsi all right? And she went, no. How can I be serious in that situation? How can I be serious? No. No, I don't. Oh, God, I love Australia. At what point is this racist to Aussies? Oh, my God. First of all, I can't be racist to Aussies. I'm a true blue Aussie. Which, by the way, a lot of people were fucking mad at me. Turns out, dude, the Australian left, the Australian TikTok left is so much more rabid than like our American rad libs. They were fucking mad at me because they thought I was being like unironic and being super serious. They were like, they were fucking posting the, I think like the indigenous flag or whatever, like the indigenous flag colors in my comments on Instagram, being like, why are you showing the genocidal colonies flag, mate? Fucking apologize now. And it's like, have you seen? Like 3 photos down, I'm literally holding up an AR-15 while wearing a fucking Texas flag on my chest with a vest, talking about how I stormed alongside my fellow pictures, stormed the White House, or not the White House, the fucking Congress. They go way nuttier, bro. The online leftists in Australia go way nuttier. They go way harder. No jokes. The Australian radlibs are feral. Yeah, it's crazy. How can you be against settlers but for squatters? Make it make sense. Easy. One is violently displacing an indigenous population. The other one is literally taking shelter inside of empty vacant properties. One is good, the other is bad. Oh my God. Bro, they have royals on their money. They can shut the fuck up. No, it's just like I didn't say I'm in support of like someone breaking into someone's fucking domicile where they're living. I didn't say you can go into someone's house when they're away for the weekend or something and start living there. That's fucked up. How was the weather in Melbourne? It was actually awesome. For the record, if I were to say, no, it's sick actually to fucking break someone's door down and go in there and live there forcibly, then you could be like, well, that's kind of similar to settler colonialism, because that is what the settler colonists did. So, you know, nah, you go in and start living there.
The right way to handle it, though? I mean, shouldn't be focused on policy?
Yeah, I think there's definitely room to focus on policy, but what do we do in the meantime when people are on the street while we're focusing on policy?
Use the word abandoned. Who owns a house and abandons it, Jordan?
Many people. I don't know if you've ever gone down the street and seen like houses empty for decades, but I certainly have.
Decades?
Oh, really? Interesting. Nope. How many, do you have any abandoned investments?
Okay. This guy is so fucking mad. Oh my God, this interview is perfect. I love every part of this. No, I haven't. I haven't seen abandoned buildings. It's like, yeah, maybe in his fucking neighborhood. So the difference is a lock for you? Wait, what? Vacancy is temporary and a reality for all property? Or nor. Or nor. Brother, if a property is vacant, okay, if a property is vacant, it means it's not being used. I don't know how to describe it to you. Okay? And if it's especially fucking not being used for extended periods of time, that means someone's just sitting on it with hopes that they can either sell it later down the line, or the rental price that they put up is entirely too high. There's no occupant in there. Okay? It's good. Vacancy is temporary and a reality for all property. It's like, yeah, one day I'll be able to find someone to rent it, dude. Well, okay. Well, guess what, dude? Sucks. I said this straight up to Graham Stephen as well on his podcast. As you guys know, he's a real estate developer guy. I said, listen, any measure that discourages private ownership of property as an investment vehicle, I'm on board with. This absolutely makes it harder for landlords. And for that, I think it's a good thing. Among many other reasons, I do think that housing is a right. And shelter is something that even animals need. And feral animals of the wild need shelter.
Investment property, Steve?
No, I don't. But, I mean, I'm just trying to get to the economics of this. If someone buys a property,
economics.
I mean, yes, we've had land banking, obviously, from foreigners, but that's not widespread. There's not thousands of them.
He's like, yeah, if you're going to squat, do it in a Chinese house. If you're going to squat, find a fucking Chinese house, mate. Not a fucking true blue Aussie landlord. Why aren't you finding a Chinese house to squat in? Oh, this guy's awesome. That is that guy's genuine opinion? No, I know that is that guy's genuine opinion. Listen, I understand the racist component, but when it comes to a true blue Aussie, I'm not on board. These are Australian business owners.
Stop them.
On the census night, we had 10% of all housing stock vacant. But like, you know, I asked people for less than 48 hours and I've already got over 300 responses.
Yeah, this guy's looking at this house. The chatter's looking at this house and going like, vacancy's only temporary, mate. Vacancy's a temporary mindset, mate. He simply hasn't found the time to occupy this building.
So, and like, I'm not
temporary.
The government, so I don't have the resources to ask everyone. But yeah, if you've got like over 300 places that have been abandoned for more than 2 years, some up to 20 years, I think it's a problem that exists.
Thank you for clarifying. You are not indeed the government, Jordan. I appreciate that. So you put this up. Are people actually moving into these homes?
Yes. Not from the public ones, though.
So not from the ones you've listed?
Yeah.
So it's happening, what, privately, word of mouth or something?
Yeah. Like if someone needs a house, they can reach out to me and I can send them an empty home.
What sort of people are moving into these homes? You're seeing families with kids and...
It's mainly people just experiencing housing insecurity, and that can look like anyone.
Do they hook the house up to electricity, power, gas?
Haven't asked them.
So they're just basically camping out in abandoned homes with no power.
Yeah, I guess it's raining in Melbourne at the moment, so I guess camping out inside is probably better than camping out in a bush.
What about the idea that you might be encouraging people to, you know, break the locks and move into a property? I mean, you say you don't do that, but if someone finds out from you, Jordan, that this house in this street's vacant, has been for 2 years...
Wait a minute. It's got a lock on it, but it's been vacant for 2 years, 3 years. They're breaking the law. Don't you think you're culpable?
And it is locked. How do you know they're not going to go around there and bust the lock and get in?
I'm definitely not advocating that anyone breaks into...
Well, I know you're not advocating it, but how do you know it's not going to happen?
Well, like, squatting's legal. Breaking and entering is not legal. And I think...
Purplepingers also tweeted that this old dude goes to the same cafe as him in the mornings and there's 4 properties abandoned on his walk there. Oh, that's awesome.
That's where I'd leave it.
You also say good people disobey bad laws.
Certainly, yeah.
So is that one of those bad laws you would want them to disobey?
No comment while eat.
Well,
dude, I like that. I like that some of the guys on the show are kind of vibing with them, dude.
you can say no comment, but it's kind of the heart of the matter, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like I think this is a pretty big ethical question that we need to ask ourselves.
I'm a little biased against people squatting on private land and building houses on there. What do you mean? What? Is this like a thing that's happening? Like to you? Why are you guys keep sending me this shit? What do you mean? I don't understand it. Like I genuinely don't get it. Like technically, my house almost entirely occupies the plot that it sits on. But if someone were to like go in to the backyard and build a home there, yeah, I would be like, that sucks, dude. Don't do that. The fuck are you doing? Okay? At that point, it becomes a matter of privacy. Like, that's not what we're talking about here. Yeah, I'm a fucking fake leftist for that take. Hasan, you a bitch.
And we've got, the government promising a couple houses in a decade or 2 from now, while we have people living on the street and empty homes. And I think, we've got adverse possession laws in Australia, and we've got, squatting is legal in Australia. So what's the solution? I think it's staring at us.
Well, how'd you like to have someone squat in your place that you owned?
It's not vacant, nor is it.
Dude, oh my God, it's always the same argument, bro. How'd you like someone squatting in your place? Well, I'm living there. Does that seem like it's a vacant property that I'm setting up for investment purposes? God damn, dude. Dude, why are the arguments against like any kind of ostensibly leftist position always the same and always so fucking idiotic? Conservatives have one speed, dude. It's like, oh yeah? Are you saying this mother stole a loaf of bread to feed a family? What if she fucking shot you in the face and stole your car? It's like, that's a whole different thing that just happened. Oh, you don't like that, do you? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize these two things were the same. No, I never advocated to shoot people in the face, actually. Yeah.
An investment property. So
you understand my question, don't you?
Look, if I had an investment property that was vacant for more than 2 years, for example, I would put it on the list.
So, Jordan, I think we can all agree that what you're proposing is not the ideal solution.
No, absolutely.
The ideal solution is that there would be some kind of policy response to deal with land that's just not being used in this way. What would you like to see?
Well, I'd like to see like a national vacant residential land tax that is quite prohibitive to either encourage people to rent out your house or sell it or do something with it. Just don't let it sit there while we have a housing crisis. It's pretty simple.
I'll tell you what, Jordan, I follow you on TikTok and I always thought you were kind of putting on that cool voice, but now I hear it and I'm like, I'll follow you into battle. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, mate.
Now, this has blown up a bit, especially online in America. How are you going with that attention? Are they angry at you? And Americans can be very angry with people.
Yeah, Americans just want to kill homeless people. That's what I've noticed. It's not nice.
Well, squatting isn't really legal in the States. So is that a concern for this whole kind of idea?
He's not wrong. He's so right. Americans want to just kill homeless people, I've noticed. Also, okay. Why are there like 700 hosts on the show? How many more new faces are we going to see in this process? This show has too many hosts. I'm sorry. Some of them are very cool, but there are far too many hosts on the show. There's always like a new face. I'm like, all right, well, they'll get back to the old guy or the lady. And it's like, nope, new guy.
Yeah, last time, look, I'm not an American lawyer by any stretch of the imagination, but last time I checked, adverse possession laws existed in every state, each 50 states. So, I don't know, I'd have to ask a lawyer, I reckon.
All right, Jordan. Wow, it's quite the crusade. Thanks so much for talking to us tonight.
Thanks for having me again, appreciate
Tonight.
it.
I don't agree with the way he's doing this and the tactics he's using, but I think one thing he has highlighted is we do have a lot of vacant houses. And so I think it's incumbent upon
10%?
No, wouldn't be 10%.
We should clarify that census figure is not a good figure to use.
No.
Because all that captures is what dwellings were vacant on that night.
On one night.
And that was during a lockdown.
I love that he's also like evil looking. I love when evil people also look the part. Like he just looks like he's permanently angry. Like his eyebrows are all busted and shit. He's like, yes, I'm mid. I'm fucking mid. I'm big med. I don't like it. I don't quite like it. He just looks like he's permanently frowning.
So that could be people who are trapped overseas. There could be people who are on holiday. There's all sorts of things. So that's a bad stat to use.
We shove that to one side. So, but I think it's incumbent on local councils and state governments to do a proper survey on how many places are vacant, how long they've been vacant for. Once we've got that real data, then let's work out what to do.
Would you do a land tax? A vacant land tax? What else would you do?
No way. No, I think you could probably...
Damn, he won them over so hard. They're like owning this guy now. They're debating him now.
You could probably force sales of these places.
Whew. That's more bolshy than the land tax. He's gone really commie.
Well, I mean, you know, Steve, he's got a history, this guy, and you delve into it.
That's not
Comrade
the history.
Steve. Yeah.
What drives me insane is even by investor logic, investment comes with risk. Raising the price increases the return, but also lengthens vacancy, which raises the risk of damage and squatters. If landlords want risk-free return, they should get a high-yield savings account. You're absolutely correct on this. Because a lot of the investment protections, or not investment protections, property protections, were actually designed originally to like protect single homeowners, basically. Real estate owners are the most entitled motherfuckers on the planet when it comes to protecting their investment. They act like their investment property is literally supposed to be protected in the same exact way as their fucking house that they live in with their goddamn families. And people simply do not understand that reality. You are so right on this, Polygon. You are so fucking right about it. They are such entitled babies, bro. It's insane. It's like, why is the government not protecting my investment? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Landlords provide housing. Without them, we would all be homeless. True. True.